LinkedIn just built a marketplace to connect your business with creators, and the data shows that UGC-style content that feels like a real person's experience rather than a brand post, converts 2.4 times better than polished marketing content. On June 10, 2026, LinkedIn officially launched Creator Marketplace, integrated directly into Campaign Manager. The platform allows brands to search for creators by topic, expertise, and niche, evaluate their audience demographics, including job title, industry, and seniority, and contact them directly to structure collaborations. Here's why this matters specifically for B2B. LinkedIn's own Global B2B Marketing Outlook report for 2026, based on a YouGov survey of 1,299 B2B marketers, found that 82% believe creators increase credibility with decision-makers. 70% of B2B buyers rely more on peer voices and expert opinions than on brand content alone, and 56% use creator input in the final stages of their buying process when they're about to make the decision. At the same time, user-generated content is 2.4 times more likely to be perceived as authentic compared to brand-produced content. 92% of B2B buyers trust peer recommendations more than branded content when making purchase decisions. LinkedIn built the infrastructure for a problem that already existed. This video is the strategy for how a small B2B business uses it. Let's be precise about what LinkedIn actually built, because the specifics determine how you use it and what to expect from it. Creator Marketplace lives inside LinkedIn Campaign Manager. It's not a separate tool, not a third-party platform, and not an agency layer. It's a discovery and matchmaking feature embedded in the same environment where you run LinkedIn ads. The integration is intentional. LinkedIn wants brands to find creators and then amplify their content through thought leader ads, which run in-stream alongside or connected to creator content, all within Campaign Manager. The creator side works on an opt-in basis. Eligible LinkedIn users, those who meet LinkedIn's criteria around expertise, content quality, and platform presence, receive access through a monetization tab on their LinkedIn profile. They choose to be visible in the marketplace. They control what brands can see. They can add a preferred contact email and management contacts if they're represented by an agent. Unlike scraped databases, LinkedIn is starting with its own proprietary professional data: job titles, industries, content interactions, published formats. For brands, the search layer lets you filter by topic expertise and then evaluate audience demographics that most influencer platforms don't offer. Which industries are in this creator's audience? What seniority levels? Which functions? That's the B2B differentiator. In B2B, reaching 2,000 people with the right job title and buying authority is worth more than reaching 200,000 people without that filter. One important current reality. As of August 2026, Creator Marketplace is still in alpha, limited to select brands and creators in North America with English content. Access is expanding, but it isn't universally available yet. This video covers both how to use it if you have access and how to do the same work without waiting for an invitation. The most common mistake in B2B influencer strategy is reaching for the biggest LinkedIn voice available. Here's why that consistently underperforms micro-creator partnerships. A macro creator on LinkedIn, someone with 100,000 or more followers, typically has an audience that reflects their broad professional appeal. Their engagement rate per follower is lower than smaller accounts. Their content tends to cover wide professional topics to serve a wide audience. And they charge $5,000 or more per post, sometimes significantly more. A micro creator in your specific niche, someone with 10 to 50,000 LinkedIn followers, has built that audience around a narrow professional identity. If you sell financial software to CFOs and the creator is a finance professional who posts specifically about treasury management and FP&A, their 15,000 followers are predominantly other finance professionals. The relevance match is specific. The trust is peer trust, not general business celebrity trust. LinkedIn's own data shows that personal profiles generate a median engagement rate of 4.7% compared to 1 to 2% for company pages. A micro-creator posting from their personal profile in your niche is generating that 4.7% engagement rate against an audience that largely matches your buyer profile. The economics make the argument concrete. A macro creator post at $5,000 reaching a large, mixed audience versus 2 micro creator posts at $500 each, reaching audiences that are 80% relevant to your buyer. The micro approach almost always produces better cost per engagement and better cost per relevant impression in B2B categories. And there's an emerging AI search angle worth noting. Axios reported in 2026 that public LinkedIn content has become increasingly visible in professional AI chatbot responses. A creator post in your niche that gets cited in ChatGPT or Perplexity responses to relevant professional queries functions as both a trust signal and an AI visibility asset for the brand mentioned. 3 collaboration formats, organized by budget and complexity, that any small B2B business can use, with or without Creator Marketplace Alpha access. Format 1. The Thought Leadership Post. This is the entry point, and for most small businesses, it's where the best ROI lives. The creator writes a post from their own perspective, in their own voice, describing a real experience they've had with your product or service. I've been using this tool for 90 days, and here's what actually changed in my workflow. The post is native to their voice, native to their audience, and native to the LinkedIn algorithm's preference for personal perspective content. Cost. Typically, the product or service itself plus a small fee between $0 and $500, depending on the creator's following and niche. Format 2. The Product Review or Case Study Co-Creation. This is a deeper collaboration where you work with the creator to document a real business outcome together. The creator shares their specific metrics, what problem they had, what changed after using your product, and what the measurable result was. This is where you want actual numbers, not, "It improved my process," but, "I reduced the time I spent on reporting from 6 hours to 45 minutes." Those specifics are what drives both engagement and credibility. Cost. Compensation plus, optionally, amplification through thought leader ads in Campaign Manager. Format 3. LinkedIn Video or Document Co-Creation. This is the most resource-intensive collaboration, where the creator produces a LinkedIn video or carousel document anchored around your brand story or product category insight. LinkedIn's Brand Link feature allows brands to run in-stream ads ahead of creator video content, which creates a paid amplification layer on top of the organic creator distribution. Cost. $500 to $2,500 plus ad spend, typically reserved for partnerships with demonstrably strong results from Format 1 or 2 first. Start with Format 1. Test 2 or 3 creators. Scale what converts. Creator Marketplace access is expanding, but it's not universal yet. Here's how to find the right LinkedIn creator in your niche today, with or without platform access. Method 1. LinkedIn Search. Search your target job title or industry. Filter to people. Look for accounts posting consistently, at minimum twice a week, with 10,000 or more connections and regular substantive posts in your category. Check their recent post engagement rates. Look for posts with comments from people with relevant job titles. Method 2. Hashtag Exploration. Search the niche hashtags relevant to your category, the specific professional terms your buyers use, not just generic business hashtags. See who posts under those hashtags consistently. High follower accounts that appear repeatedly with engaged comment sections are your targets. Method 3. Competitive monitoring. Who is talking about your competitors? Creators who have already mentioned or reviewed a competing product are pre-qualified. They cover your category, their audience cares about your category, and they're open to evaluating tools in the space. Method 4. Use SEMrush's LinkedIn competitive analysis to identify which content and keywords are driving visibility in your niche and cross-reference that with who's producing that content. If you do have Campaign Manager Alpha access, filter by topic expertise first, then narrow by audience demographics, specifically the job titles and industries that match your buyer profile. Prioritize creators whose top-performing content aligns with your product category, not just creators with high overall follower counts. Evaluation criteria across all methods: 10 to 100,000 connections, consistent posting cadence, engagement rate above 3%, and audience composition that overlaps with your buyer profile. The outreach message is where most small businesses lose the partnership before it starts. The most common mistake? Leading with the transaction. "Hi, I want to pay you to post about my product," is a message that gets deleted because it immediately signals that the brand values exposure over authenticity. High-quality LinkedIn creators with engaged audiences have built something valuable over years of consistent work. An outreach that opens by treating them as an advertising surface rather than a professional peer with credibility to lend tells them immediately that you haven't understood what you're asking for. The approach that gets a positive response. Lead with why you chose them specifically. Reference a post they wrote, a perspective they hold, or an audience characteristic that made you reach out to them and not someone else. Then share a real result, not a feature list, but a specific metric that one of your customers experienced. Then make the ask and include the phrase, "Your voice, not our script." That last phrase matters more than most brands realize. The 2.4 times authenticity advantage of UGC-style content exists precisely because it doesn't sound like brand copy. The moment a creator publishes something that reads like marketing language, their audience notices, their engagement drops, and the trust signal you're paying for evaporates. Quality creators know this. Telling them explicitly that you want their honest perspective in their own language is what separates the outreach that becomes a partnership from the outreach that gets ignored. The 5 elements of an effective LinkedIn creator brief. Why you chose this specific creator. One specific, measurable result your product delivered for a real customer. The exact format and length you're asking for. The compensation structure, and the creative freedom statement. Build all 5 into the first message. Keep it under 200 words, and the response rate improves substantially. The data on user-generated content versus brand-produced content is consistent enough across enough independent studies that the mechanism is worth understanding clearly, because it tells you both why this strategy works and how to avoid destroying the advantage. User-generated content is 2.4 times more likely to be perceived as authentic compared to brand content. UGC generates 6.9 times more engagement than brand-generated content. UGC ads produce 4 times higher click-through rates and 50% lower cost per click. And people find UGC 9.8 times more impactful than influencer content when making purchase decisions. The distinction there being that UGC from a genuine customer or peer carries more weight than a paid influencer endorsement. The mechanism is straightforward. When a buyer encounters brand content, they apply automatic skepticism because they know the brand is trying to sell something. When they encounter a peer, a professional in their industry with credible expertise and no financial stake in the recommendation, the skepticism drops and the information is processed as signal rather than noise. In B2B specifically, where purchasing decisions involve multiple stakeholders, risk assessment, and long evaluation cycles, that trust differential is amplified. 92% of B2B buyers trust peer recommendations more than branded content when making purchase decisions. The peer has no obvious incentive to mislead. The brand obviously does. Creator content preserves that authenticity as long as the creator's voice and perspective are genuinely their own. The second the content reads like it was written by a marketing team, the authenticity advantage disappears, and you've paid a creator to publish something no better than a company page post at a significantly higher price per post. Measuring B2B creator ROI requires a different framework than direct response campaign measurement, and being honest about that from the start prevents the most common form of creator program failure. The direct attribution mistake, expecting last-touch conversions from creator content and canceling programs when they don't appear. B2B buying cycles can run 6 months or longer. A decision maker who sees a LinkedIn creator post about your product in August may not have a budget conversation with their team until Q4. If your measurement system only credits the last touchpoint before conversion, creator influence is systematically undercounted. What to track instead? Post-level engagement from relevant job titles. You want to see decision makers commenting and sharing, not just general liking. LinkedIn profile visits and company page visits in the days following a creator post. This reflects discovery behavior. Website traffic from LinkedIn in Google Analytics 4, source and medium. Brand search volume in Google Search Console. When awareness is building, branded search typically rises as a lagging indicator. And for any partnership where you've run thought leader ads amplification, Campaign Manager provides cleaner last-click attribution through paid tracking. One forward-looking metric worth monitoring. LinkedIn public content is becoming increasingly visible in professional AI chatbot responses. Creator posts that establish your brand as the recommended solution for a specific professional problem have emerging value as AI search citations, which we covered in detail in our ChatGPT citations and AEO videos on this channel. Creator influence is assistive. It shapes shortlists, reduces objections, and builds the trust that makes a sales conversation easier. Measure it at the awareness layer and evaluate it on a 90-day horizon, not a 14-day conversion window. 3 things. These are the ones that change how you think about B2B content strategy. Number 1. LinkedIn built the infrastructure for something that already worked: peer-driven B2B credibility. Creator Marketplace integrates creator discovery directly into Campaign Manager. 82% of B2B marketers say creators increase credibility with decision makers. 70% of B2B buyers trust peer voices over brand content. The platform organized the match. The strategy, who to find, what to brief, and how to measure, is what this video gave you. Number 2. UGC-style content outperforms polished brand content by 2.4 times in perceived authenticity and generates 6.9 times more engagement. The mechanism is peer trust. A credible professional in your buyer's industry talking about your product delivers the signal that brand advertising structurally cannot replicate. That advantage only holds when the creator's voice is genuinely their own. Number 3. Micro beats macro for B2B. A LinkedIn creator with 20,000 followers in your exact niche, where the audience is predominantly the job titles and industries you're selling into, outperforms a creator with 200,000 general business followers on every metric that matters for B2B: engagement rate, audience relevance, credibility per impression, and cost per qualified view. Start with one creator brief this week. You don't need an agency. You need the right creator, the right brief, and a result worth sharing. Here's the action this week. Find one LinkedIn creator in your niche. Use the 4 methods from slide 5. LinkedIn search, hashtag exploration, competitive monitoring, or SEMrush's LinkedIn intelligence. You're looking for someone with 10 to 100,000 connections, consistent posting, above 3% engagement, and an audience composition that matches your buyer. That research takes 30 minutes. Then write the brief using the 5-element structure. Why this specific creator? One real metric from a real customer. The format you're asking for, the compensation offer, and the creative freedom statement. Send it as a LinkedIn direct message, not a cold email. Keep it under 200 words. Download the LinkedIn Creator Brief template from the description. It includes the Creator Evaluation Scorecard with specific criteria for LinkedIn B2B creators, 3 outreach message templates, 1 for each collaboration format, the brief framework with fill-in-the-blank sections, the measurement dashboard for tracking assistive impact, and a thought leader ads setup guide for when you're ready to amplify. For competitive research, understanding which creators in your niche are already generating engagement and what topics they're covering, SEMrush gives you the LinkedIn keyword and competitive intelligence to identify gaps before you start outreach. Link in the description. 1 creator, 1 brief, 1 week. That's how it starts. This video is for educational purposes only. Creator partnership results vary based on niche, creator audience, content quality, and B2B buying cycle length. Some links are affiliate links. This is not professional marketing or legal advice. LinkedIn Creator Marketplace details sourced from LinkedIn official announcement, June 10, 2026, Media Post, Quaza.io, Avenue Z, ALM Corp., and LeaderPro, June 2026. UGC statistics sourced from Influi.co, Archive.com, SalesGenie.com, and Sepia Lab, 2025-2026. LinkedIn B2B Marketing Outlook data from YouGov survey of 1,299 B2B marketers, 2026.